All right, everybody. So hopefully you've seen my introduction to aerobatics, the pre-flight and the Citabria. This is the third video in the series where we're going to go up and do a end-to-end practice of the 2024 Sportsman routine. All right, getting all buckled in. One of the things you want to do if you buy one of these airplanes, many have just older, simpler shoulder harnesses, is you want to get a good set of harness, a 5-point harness for these. More serious guys and more serious planes have these ratcheting systems to really lock you down. You won't need that in a Citabria. You're not going to be maintaining inverted flight. You're not going to be falling out of it. But a good, these hooker harnesses are really great to hold you in place. All right, so let's start the engine up.
Every time I take off in the Citabria, it just brings a smile to my face. For those of you who got their licenses and you're flying Cessnas, Pipers, or Cirruses, I would really recommend you checking out one of these older tail draggers, either a Champ or a Citabria or a Cub. It's hard to describe, but you just have such a stronger connection to the airplane and a great feel, even as you're rolling down and the tail comes up and you're kind of taking off. They're just fun. So here we are, we're at 5,000 feet. Here's my area. Now for each routine, you want to figure out where you're going to start your maneuver in position of the box. This year's Sportsman starts with the Humpty, followed by a 45-degree upline, and then a spin, and then you start heading back. So what I've kind of been doing is that I enter over the box a little bit, and then start diving down. It takes a little bit to dive down in this to get to 140, and then that kind of positions me to do the Humpty a little bit down and then 45. I want to kind of end up on the other side of the thing as I do the spin so that I can start heading backwards. So here we go. There's my 140. There's the Humpty. That level. And climbing 45-degree up. Kind of just monitoring my airspeed. Not sort of ending up. Next comes the 1.5 turn spin. Straight down. Pull out. Go straight up into the Hammerhead. Do a quarter turn. then that's where I'm going to take a break. Perfect. I ended up above the course, which is good. It's hard when it's much easier in competition or if you're participating in a practice, because when you have the runways, better sight, you know, you can better understand where you are as you're doing the maneuvers. Just above a wooded lot, I've got one lake and that's what I use, and otherwise it's actually hard to spot things in the opposite direction. Alright, so that was the first half of the routine. So, why am I taking a break? Well, that's because I don't have the height. And I'm not going to have the height in competition to be able to do this. So you take I think it's a 5-point deduction or something like that, who knows. But simple thing is you take a break, climb back up, and start from where you left off. The next maneuver is called the split S, where you're right side up, flip upside down, and then you pull out. It was a nerve-wracking maneuver for me to learn, knowing that you could easily overspeed, where you got to be really careful. And with a slow-rolling airplane, I was just very afraid of it. It took me a couple various practices. I would roll 90 degrees and then roll back, doing it at slow, because you're not going to be doing this quickly, so at a slow airspeed, and figure out the right entry speed. What makes it worse is that in the Sportsman routine this year, not only are you supposed to roll upside down and pull out, but you're supposed to have a 1 second, pause in between. So you roll 90-degree pause, and then continue to roll upside down at the 80 miles an hour. So big nose pull up, turn, pause, continue to turn, push up on the stick, and here we go. Go straight into a loop. In front of the loop, we're going to do a house Cuban. Everybody, so that's what's involved in flying, or at least my attempts so far in flying Sportsman's this year. It is more challenging. This is going to be my second competition. I did it last year. Last year's was easier. This year's routine, a bit more challenging.